This is Mamuni. Thank you so much for being Amar Baba.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss how to solve a depreciation problem number 3 under straight line method or SLM in short form. The straight line method is also known as fixed installment method or original cost method or equal installment method, all the same. I am also going to show the workings for 3 years depreciation separately and the workings for loss on sale too, step by step in the easiest way. So let's get started. Cholo, shuru kore jak. Now let's go through the problem. Depreciation. Problem number 3. Baba Limited, whose accounting year is the calendar year, purchased on 1st April 2012. Plant costing rupees 30,000. It purchased further plant on 1st October 2012 costing rupees 20,000. And on 1st July 2013 costing rupees 10,000. On 1st January 2014, one-third of the plant which was purchased on 1st April 2012 became obsolete and it was sold for rupees 3,000. The depreciation is provided at 10% per annum on fixed installment method or straight line method or SLM in short form, all the same. Accounts are closed on 31st December every year. Prepare the plant account up to the year ending on 31st December 2014. Understood? So, Baba Limited follows calendar year, that is starting from 1st January to 31st December. If Baba Limited would have followed financial year, then financial year starts from 1st April of this year to 31st March next year. But in this particular problem, Baba Limited follows calendar year. That means we got to charge depreciation every year on 31st December. And the depreciation is provided at 10% per annum. Per annum means per year. On fixed installment method or straight line method. Understood? So let me make you understand the problem. Baba Limited, whose accounting year is calendar year, purchased on 1st April 2012 plant costing rupees 30,000. So in the year 2012, on 1st April, Baba Limited has purchased first plant for rupees 30,000. And Baba Limited has also purchased the second plant in the same year 2012 on 1st October for rupees 20,000. And then Baba Limited has also purchased the third plant on 1st July, but not in the year 2012, but in the year 2013, costing rupees 10,000. So Baba Limited তিনটে plant purchase করেছে. First plant purchase করেছে 1st April 2012 for rupees 30,000. Second plant Baba Limited purchase করেছে on 1st October 2012. So 2012 only 2 plants were purchased. And the second planter Baba Limited purchased on 1st October 2012 for rupees 20,000. So in the year 2012, Baba Limited has purchased only 2 plants. Okay. And in the year 2013, Baba Limited has also purchased the third plant on 1st July 2013 for rupees 10,000. So, এই প্রবলেমে 3টে প্ল্যান্ট কেনা হয়েছে. 3 plants were purchased in this particular problem by Baba Limited. On 1st January 2014, one-third of the plant which was purchased on 1st April 2012. 1st April 2012 means first plant which was purchased on 1st April 2012, and on 1st January 2014, one-third of the plant which was purchased on 1st April 2012 became obsolete and it was sold for rupees 3,000. So on 1st April কোন প্ল্যান্টটা কেনা হয়েছিল? ফার্স্ট প্ল্যান্টটা, কিন্তু ফার্স্ট প্ল্যান্টটা পুরোটাই সেল করা হয়নি. Only one-third of the plant was sold. On 1st January 2014 পুরো প্ল্যান্টটা বাবা লিমিটেড সেল করেনি. Only one-third of the plant was sold for rupees 3,000. Understood? I'll show you the workings when we'll do the problem. And the depreciation is provided at 10% per annum on fixed installment method or straight line method, and accounts are closed on 31st December every year. Prepare the plant account up to the year ending 31st December 2014. That means we have to prepare 2012, 2013 and 2014. 3 years. Okay. So before doing the problem, let's go through the problem. Again, Baba Limited, whose accounting year is the calendar year, purchased on 1st April 2012, plant costing rupees 30,000. Let's start doing the problem for the first plant. Okay. We'll do it step by step. So we'll write to bank account. Always purchase korle amra debit side e to bank account e purchase likhi. Okay. Please remember, whenever we are going to purchase any asset, we are going to write on the debit side of the asset account. Okay. So let's write to bank account. First plant purchased. For how much? 30,000. We'll write in the amount column. Okay. And please remember, here we have to draw only one column for amount, because we don't need two columns for amounts since there is no additional expenses for the plant. Okay. যদি কোনো additional expenses থাকতো তাহলে আমাদের দুটো অ্যামাউন্টের কলাম দরকার হতো. Please remember, the total cost of a fixed asset, in this case plant, is determined after adding all expenses incurred for bringing the asset to usable condition, such as freight, transit insurance, installation cost, carriage, brokerage, overhauling, etc. Since in this particular problem, there is no additional expenses incurred for bringing the plant to usable condition, so we don't need two columns for this particular problem. Only one column for amount will do. Understood? Now let's go through the problem again. Baba Limited, whose accounting year is the calendar year, purchased on 1st April 2012 plant costing rupees 30,000. We did it. It purchased further plant on 1st October 2012 for rupees 20,000. So we have to do the ledger posting for the second plant. First plant, we did it. And the third plant on 1st July 2013. We'll do it afterwards. Now we have to do the ledger posting of the second plant on 1st October 2012 costing rupees 20,000. Okay, let's do it. On 1st October 2012, you have to write October 1st to bank account, because I've told you whenever we are going to purchase, first you got to write October 1st because the plant was purchased on 1st October. Whenever you're going to purchase asset, you have to write on the debit side of the asset account. Okay. So bank account. So to bank account, second plant purchased. Second plant purchase for how much? 20,000. So we'll have to write 20,000 in the amount column. Okay. Understood? Now remember 2012 our kono plant Baba Limited has not purchased. Only first plant was purchased on 1st April 2012 for 30,000 and the second plant was purchased on 1st October 2012 for 20,000. Okay. Now we got to charge depreciation on these two plants. On the first plant, we got to charge depreciation on 30,000 for 9 months. Why 9 months? Because the first plant was purchased by Baba Limited on 1st April 2012. So April to December, if we count, we'll get 9 months. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 9 months. So we have to charge depreciation on the first plant under straight line method or SLM on 30,000 for 9 months at the rate of 10% per annum. Understood? And on the second plant, we have to charge depreciation on rupees 20,000 for 3 months at the rate of 10% per annum under straight line method. Why 3 months? Because the second plant was purchased by Baba Limited on 1st October. So count from October, November, December. So 3 months. Why we are charging depreciation on 31st December every year? Because Baba Limited follows calendar year. Calendar year means starting from 1st January to 31st December. Understood? Now let me show you how to do the workings. Let's go through the workings. See, workings. Number 1. Depreciation for the year 2012. Depreciation on the first plant at the rate of 10% per annum for 9 months on rupees 30,000. Why 9 months? Because the first plant was purchased on 1st April 2012 to 31st December 2012. So 9 months. That is on 30,000, because the cost of the first plant was 30,000. 30,000 into 10 by 100, 10% per annum under straight line method into 9 by 12. Okay. So that will give you 2,250. This is the depreciation charge for the first plant. And the same year there was second plant. So what will be the depreciation for the second plant? Got to write, add depreciation on the second plant at the rate of 10% per annum on rupees 20,000, because the cost of the second plant was 20,000 for 3 months. Why 3 months? Because the second plant was purchased on 1st October 2012. So from 1st October 2012 to 31st December 2012. That is 1st October 2012 to 31st December 2012 will give you 3 months. That is on 20,000 into 10 by 100, 10% per annum into 3 by 12. That is 3 months. So this will give you 500. So the depreciation for the second plant on 31st December 2012 will be 500. So if you add up these two depreciation, 2,250 plus 500, you will get 2,750. This is the total depreciation for the year 2012. Okay. Now let's write. Since there are more than one plant, we got to write the depreciation separately. Otherwise, যদি একটা প্ল্যান থাকতো আমাদের আলাদা করে লিখতে হতো না। আন্ডারস্টুড? সিন্স একটার বেশি প্ল্যান্ট আছে, আমাদের আলাদা করে ডেপ্রিসিয়েশন লিখতে হবে। Number 1 is for the depreciation for the first plant. Number 2 is the depreciation for the second plant. Understood? So the first depreciation is 2,250 and the second depreciation is 500. See, the depreciation for the first plant is 2,250 and the depreciation for the second plant is 500. That is what we did. If you add up these two, we'll get the total depreciation 2,750. Understood? Okay, fine. So which side is greater? Obviously debit side. So the total of debit side is 30,000 plus 20,000, that is 50,000, and the total of credit side is 2,750. So obviously the total of debit side is greater. The rule is you got to write 50,000 on both sides. So where is the shortfall? Obviously on the credit side. So what will be the balancing figure? So let's write by balance CD. Please remember, since there are more than one plant, you got to write balancing figure also separately. Please remember, since there are more than one plant, you got to write balancing figure also separately. Number 1 is for the balancing figure for the first plant. Number 2 is the balancing figure for the second plant. Understood? যদি একটা প্ল্যান থাকতো তাহলে লিখতে হয় না। Understood? So what is the balancing figure? How will you calculate? First let me calculate the total balancing figure. The total of debit side is 50,000 and the total of credit side is 2,750. If you deduct 2,750 from 50,000, you'll get 47,250. This is the total balancing figure, but we got to show it separately. So first, how do you calculate the balancing figure of the first plant? Very easy. Balancing figure for the first plant is equal to cost of the first plant minus depreciation of the first plant. That is, balancing figure for the first plant is equal to 30,000 minus 2,250. That will give you 27,750. This is the balancing figure for the first plant, number 1. See. So you understood? Number 1 is the balancing figure for the first plant. So the balancing figure for the first plant is 27,750. Similarly, what is the balancing figure of the second plant? Very easy. The balancing figure of the second plant is equal to cost of the second plant minus the depreciation of the second plant. So cost of the second plant is 20,000 and the depreciation for the second plant is 500. So 20,000 minus 500 will give you 19,500. This is the balancing figure of the second plant. Understood? Number 2. Number 2 means the balancing figure of the second plant. And if you add up these two, that is 27,750 plus 19,500, you'll get the total balancing figure, that is 47,250. Understood? Since ektar beshi plant ache, you got to show the balancing figure separately. Number 1 is the balancing figure for the first plant. Number 2 is the balancing figure for the second plant. You got to show it separately if there is more than one plant. Okay. Now let's write by balance CD always opposite side তোমাকে লিখতে হবে to balance BD কেন? Because Baba Limited is not shutting down the business. Business-টা continue হবে. So we got to write, just copy 27,750. I've already taught you this in the chapter later. By balance CD means carried down. To balance BD means brought down. Understood? So in the year 2013, the balancing figure for the first plant is 27,750. So we got to write 2013, 1st January, to balance BD for the first plant, balancing figure 27,750 and the second plant 19,500. Just copying it from the last year. See, 27,750, 27,750, 19,500, 19,500. If you add up these two, we'll get 47,250. I'm just copying it from the last year. Okay. Let's go through the problem again. It purchased for the plant on 1st October 2012 costing rupees 20,000. We did it on 1st July 2013 costing rupees 10,000. 2013 আরেকটা plant কিনেছে Baba Limited. On 1st July 2013, Baba Limited has purchased the third plant for how much? 10,000. So let's write. So we'll write to bank account, to bank account. So we'll write on 1st July 2013 to bank account third plant purchased. Okay. How much? 10,000. So Baba Limited has purchased the third plant on 1st July 2013 for rupees 10,000. Understood? Now we got to charge depreciation on 31st December 2013 for 3 plants because all the 3 plants are still in the business of Baba Limited. Understood? Business এ যতক্ষণ প্ল্যান্টগুলো থাকবে আমাকে depreciation charge করতে হবে. Since all the 3 plants are still in the business of Baba Limited, we got to charge depreciation for all the 3 plants in 2013 also. Okay? যদি কোনো প্ল্যান্ট সেল হয়ে যায় তার জন্য depreciation charge করতে হয় না. Understood? Now let's charge depreciation for the 3 plants. Understood? Now let me show the workings. Now see, workings. Number 2, depreciation for the year 2013. Since the 3 plants are still in the business of Baba Limited, we got to charge depreciation for the 3 plants separately. Okay? So depreciation on the first plant at the rate of 10% per annum on rupees 30,000 for 1 year. that is 1st January 2013 to 31st December 2013. That is 30,000 into 10 by 100 for 1 year will give you 3,000. So depreciation for the first plant for the year 2013 is 3,000. Now you can ask me why we are charging depreciation for the first plant for 1 year and not for 9 months. Because for the year 2012, আমরা first plant-এর জন্য 9 months charge করেছি. Please try to understand. The first plant was purchased in the year 2012 on 1st April. তার আগে প্ল্যান্টটা বিজনেসে ছিল না. So that is the reason we could not charge depreciation for the whole year in the year 2012. We got to charge depreciation for 9 months only. Because the first plant was purchased by Baba Limited on 1st April 2012. So from 1st April to 31st December 2012, 9 months. So that is the reason we charge depreciation on the first plant at the rate of 10% per annum for 9 months and not for 1 year. Understood? Because before 1st April 2012, the plant was not in the business. But in the year 2013, the plant is in the business. Okay? But in the year 2013, from the very first day, that is 1st January 2013 থেকে first planter business আছে. That is the reason we are charging depreciation on the first plant for whole year. That is 12 months. Understood? So 30,000 into 10 by 100 will give you 3,000. Now let's charge depreciation on the second plant also. So you got to write add depreciation on the second plant at the rate of 10% per annum on rupees 20,000 for 1 year. That is 1st January 2013 to 31st December 2013. That is 20,000 into 10 by 100 into for 1 year. That will give you 2,000. Now you can ask me the same question. Why we are charging depreciation on the second plant for the whole year and not for 3 months? Please remember, the second plant was purchased by Baba Limited in the year 2012 on 1st October. Okay, before that, the second plant was not in the business. That is the reason we could not charge depreciation on the second plant for the whole year. Since the second plant was purchased on 1st October 2012 by Baba Limited, we charge depreciation on the second plant for 3 months. That is from 1st October 2012 to 31st December 2012. Understood? 3 months. তার আগে বিজনেসে ছিল না সেকেন্ড প্ল্যান্টটা, কি করে চার্জ করবো ডেপ্রিসিয়েশন? But in the year 2013, the second plant was in the business from the very first day, that is 1st January 2013. So we could easily charge depreciation from 1st January to 31st December 2013. The whole year we can charge depreciation. So 20,000 into 10 by 100 for whole year is 2,000. Okay. So the depreciation for the first plant is 3,000. So the depreciation for the second plant is 2,000. Now you got to add depreciation on the third plant at the rate of 10% per annum on rupees 20,000 for 6 months. That is 1st July 2013 to 31st December 2013. That is 10,000 into 10 by 100 into 6 by 12. Why 6 months? Because the third plant was purchased by Baba Limited on 1st July 2013. তার আগে third plant business ছিল না. The third plant was not in the business before 1st July 2013. Baba Limited purchased the third plant on 1st July 2013. So from 1st July 2013 to 31st December 2013 means 6 months. July, August, September, October, November, December. So we got to charge depreciation on the third plant for 6 months. That is 10,000 into 10 by 100 into 6 by 12. That will give you 500. So the depreciation on the first plant for the year 2013 is 3,000. Depreciation on the second plant for the year 2013 is 2,000. Depreciation on the third plant for the year 2013 is 500. So if you add up this 3,000 plus 2,000 plus 500, the total depreciation will be 5,500. Understood? Now let's write. Now we'll write by depreciation account. By depreciation account, see, depreciation on the first plant for the year 2013 is number 1. You got to show it separately since there is more than one plant. Depreciation for the first plant for the year 2013 is 3000. So we'll write 3000 here. So now number 2 means depreciation for the second plant. So depreciation on the second plant for the year 2013 is 2000. So we'll write 2000 here. Now depreciation on the third plant for the year 2013 is 500. So we'll write here. And if you add up these 3000 plus 2000 plus 500, we know the total depreciation is 5500. Understood? So we'll have to write in the column. Okay? More than one plant thakle or more than one machinery thakle, tomake always separately depreciation show korte hobe. And you got to show the workings this way. Okay? Draw the column and write this way so that the teacher can understand. Please remember, always do the workings. Otherwise, you won't get full marks. Okay? Now, let's close the year 2013. Which side is greater? Obviously, debit side. 47,250 plus 10,000 will give you 57,250. 57,250 we got to write on both sides because this is the rule. Now, let's find the balancing figure. Where is the shortfall? Obviously, on the credit side. So, we'll write by balance CD. I've already told you got to show the balancing figure separately since there is more than one plant. Now, how to find the balancing figure? I've already told you. The balancing figure of the first plant is equal to cost of the first plant minus the depreciation for the first plant. So, the cost of the first plant is 27,750 and depreciation for the first plant is 3,000. So, deduct 3,000 from 27,750, you will get 24,750. Okay. Now, what is the balancing figure of the second plant? Number 1 means balancing figure for the first plant. Number 2 means the balancing figure for the second plant. Number 3 means balancing figure for the third plant. Okay, understood? Now, what is the balancing figure for the second plant? The cost of the second plant is 19,500. Deduct the depreciation of the second plant. So, 19,500 minus 2,000 will give you 17,500. This is the balancing figure of the second plant. Now, what is the balancing figure of the third plant? The cost of the third plant is rupees 10,000 and the depreciation on the second plant is rupees 500. Okay. So, deduct rupees 500 from rupees 10,000, you will get 9,500. So, this is the balancing figure of the third plant. So, the balancing figure of the first plant is rupees 24,750 and the balancing figure of the second plant is rupees 17,500 and the balancing figure of the third plant is rupees 9,500. Okay. Now, if you add up this total, you will get how much? You will get 51,750. Understood? 51,750 is the total balancing figure. So, we can get the total balancing figure in another way also. What is the total of debit side? 57,250. What is the total of credit side? 5,500. If you deduct 5,500 from 57,250, you will get 51,750. Understood? Now, let's write by balance CD. I have already told you got to write to balance BD. Just copy. Because the business is still continuing. To balance BD, CD means carried down, BD means brought down. Just copy the first balancing figure. Number 1 means balancing figure for the first plant 24,750. Number 2 means balancing figure for the second plant 17,500. Just copy. And the balancing figure for the third plant is 9,500. Understood? And add up these three, we'll get 51,750. If you add up 24,750 plus 17,500 plus 9,500, you'll get 51,750. Understood? We are just copying from here. Okay? So you got to write the date 2014 January 1st. To balance BD 51,750 after adding up these three amounts. Understood? Now let's go through the problem. See, on 1st January 2014, 1/3 of the plant, not the whole plant, 1/3 of the plant which was purchased on 1st April 2012. 1st April 2012 এ কোন প্ল্যান্টটা পারচেজ হয়েছিল? See, Baba Limited, whose accounting year is the calendar year, purchased on 1st April 2012 plant costing rupees 30,000. That is the first plant. তোমাকে এখানে মেনশন করেনি ফার্স্ট প্ল্যান্ট, বাট ডেট দেখে তোমাকে বুঝতে হবে. Which was purchased on 1st April 2012. You got to understand which plant was purchased on 1st April 2012. First plant. You got to understand seeing the date of purchase. 1st April 2012 এ first plant purchase হয়েছিল. Amount কত? 30,000. So 1st April 2012 এ যেই ফার্স্ট প্ল্যান্টটা ছিল 30,000 সেটা পুরো সেল হয়নি. সেটার 1/3 of the plant which was purchased on 1st April 2012 was sold for rupees 3,000. Obsolete হয়ে গেছে, সেটা সেল করা হয়েছে 3,000 দিয়ে. Not the whole plant, only 1/3 of the plant, that is 1/3 of 30,000 sold for rupees 3,000. Now let's do the ledger posting for the sale of the first plant. Okay? 2014 January 1st কেন সেলটা 1st January হয়েছে. So we'll write by bank account. যখনই সেল হবে তোমাকে ক্রেডিট সাইডে লিখতে হবে by bank account. Understood? Purchase হলে you got to write on the debit side to bank account, or sale হলে you got to write on the credit side by bank account. Sale of 1/3 of the first plant. Okay? Not the whole plant. Only 1/3 of the plant was sold for how much? 3,000. Understood? Let me show you. On 1st January 2014, 1/3 of the plant which was purchased on 1st April 2012 became obsolete and it was sold for rupees 3,000. That is what we did. Now we got to see sale করার পর loss on sale হলো না profit on sale হলো for this 1/3 of the plant which was sold for 3,000 on 1st January 2014. Now we got to do the workings. Let me show you how to do it. Workings. Number 3. Loss on sale of 1/3 of the first plant. But you don't write loss because এটা profit হতে পারে. Since আমি জানি তাই আমি loss লিখেছি. Otherwise you got to leave a blank space. পরে calculation হয়ে গেলে you got to write loss or profit. Okay. So you'll write purchase price of 1/3 of the first plant on 1/4/2012. 1/4/2012 এ 1/3 of the first plant কত ছিল আমরা জানি না. Got to calculate. So if you calculate 30,000 into 1/3 is equal to 10,000. কেন আমরা 1/3 করছি? Because 1/3 of the first plant was sold on 1st January 2014, not the whole plant. Understood? So 30,000 into 1/3 will give you 10,000. So this is the cost price of the 1/3 of the first plant on 1st April 2012. So now we got to charge depreciation for 9 months on rupees 10,000. Why on 10,000? Because only 1/3 of the first plant was sold, not the whole plant. Understood? Now let's charge depreciation on 1/3 of the first plant for 9 months at the rate of 10% per annum under straight line method. Less depreciation on 31st December 2012. 10,000 into 10 by 100 into 9 by 12. Because the first plant was purchased on 1st April 2012. That is, from 1st April 2012 to 31st December 2012 will give you 9 months. 750. So after deducting 750 from the cost of the 1/3 of the first plant, you'll get 9,250. That is book value on 1/1/2013. What is book value? Book value is equal to cost of the plant minus depreciation for the year. Okay. So, book value on 1st January 2013 is 9,250. We got to charge depreciation again till the date of sale. You got to charge depreciation. We got to charge depreciation till the date of sale. Understood? Less depreciation on 31st 12 2013. Again, why we're charging depreciation in the year 2013 also on 10,000 and not on rupees 9,250. Please remember, in this particular problem, we have been asked to charge depreciation under straight line method or SLM in short form, and straight line method is also known as original cost method, because under this method depreciation is charged at a fixed percentage on the original cost of the asset. Understood? The amount of depreciation remains equal from year to year. Therefore, this method is also known as fixed installment method. We don't have to charge depreciation on the book value. Under written down value method or WDV, we have to charge depreciation on the book value. Understood? Or on the reducing balance of the asset, not on the original cost. But under straight line method or fixed installment method or SLM in short form, we got to charge depreciation every year on the original cost. Now you can ask me why we are charging depreciation on 10,000 and not 30,000. Please remember, in this particular problem, the first plant was not sold. Only 1/3 of the first plant was sold for rupees 3,000. So what is the value of 1/3 of the first plant? That is, we have calculated 30,000 into 1 by 3, 10,000. So now we have to charge depreciation on 10,000 only, because rupees 10,000 has been sold and not the whole plant. Understood? So after charging depreciation for the year 2013, we got how much? 1,000. 10,000 into 10 by 100 for 1 year. Why we are charging depreciation for the whole year? Because the plant was purchased on 1st April 2012. In 2012, the plant was in the business only for 9 months. In the year 2013, the plant was in the business for the whole year. So we are charging depreciation on 10,000 for the whole year. That is 1,000. So if you deduct 1,000 from 9,250, we'll get 8,250. So this is the book value on 1st January 2014. 8,250. This is the book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014. কিন্তু সেল হয়েছে কততে? Less sale price of the 1/3 of the first plant is equal to 3,000. তার মানে কম দামে বিক্রি হয়েছে. So if you deduct 8,250 minus 3,000, you'll get 5,250 loss on sale. Please try to understand. Baba Limited has sold 1/3 of the first plant. What is the value of 1/3 of the first plant? We know the total value of the first plant, that is 30,000. But what is the value of 1/3 of the first plant? That is 1/3 into 30,000. Or rather 30,000 into 1/3 will give you 10,000. Because our 10,000 কেন নিতে হচ্ছে? Because only 10,000 has been sold. So till the date of sale, you got to charge depreciation. 2012 এর depreciation কত হলো? Less depreciation on 31st December 2012, 10,000 into 10 by 100 into 9 by 12 is equal to 750. 9 months এর জন্য. So if you deduct 750 from 10,000, you'll get 9,250. This is the book value on 1st January 2013. তো 2013 এ 10,000 আর ভ্যালুটা নেই, কত হয়েছে? 9,250. Understood? 1/3 of the first plant value 10,000 আর নেই. 2013 এ after depreciation, the book value is 9,250. Understood? Again, we have to depreciate 1/3 of the first plant. Less depreciation on 31st December 2013 for the whole year. Why whole year? Because the first plant was in the business of Baba Limited from the very first day. That is from 1st January 2013. So we got to charge depreciation for the whole year on 1/3 of the first plant. That is 10,000. 10,000 into 10 by 100 will give you 1,000. Understood? Please don't charge on 30,000 because the whole plant was not sold. Only 1/3 of the plant was sold. That is the reason we have calculated what is the value of 1/3 of the first plant. 30,000 into 1/3, 10,000. Please do not charge depreciation on 9,250 because we are charging depreciation under straight line method. So every year we got to charge depreciation on the original cost of the method. First year যেই প্রাইসে কিনেছিল সেই প্রাইসের উপরই চার্জ করতে হবে. Understood? Not on the book value. If you deduct depreciation for the year 2013 from the book value 9,250, you'll get 8,250. This is the book value on 1st January 2014. Till the date of sale, we got to charge depreciation. Understood? Now, 1/3 of the first plant was sold on 1st January 2014. কত দামে সেল করলো? 3,000. So, if you deduct 3,000 from 8,250, loss on sale will be 5,250. Because price টা কত ছিল? Book value on 1st January 2014 ছিল 8,250. আর ওটা সেল করলো 3,000 এ, অনেক কম দামে। তো loss on sale of 1/3 of the first plant is 5,250. Okay. Now let me show you the alternative calculation of loss on sale of 1/3 of the first plant also. See, workings number 4, alternative method. This is the loss on sale of 1/3 of the first plant. This is the alternative method. You can do whichever you find it easy. Book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014. What is the book value on 1st January 2014? Let me show you. See, 2014 January 1st, to balance BD. Number 1 means book value of the first plant 24,750. এই বুক ভ্যালুটা কার? The whole প্লান্টের। এই 24,750 is for the whole plant. But Baba Limited has sold only 1/3 of the plant. What is this 24,750? This is the book value of the whole plant of the first plant. Now we have to find out book value of 1/3 of the first plant. Why 1/3? Because Baba Limited has sold 1/3 of the first plant and not the whole plant. আমাকে 1/3 বার করতে হবে। যদি আমাকে বলতো হাফ, তাহলে 24,750 ইন্টু হাফ। যদি বলতো 2/3 সেল করেছে, তাহলে 24,750 ইন্টু 2/3। সিন্স আমাকে বলেছে 1/3 অফ দ্য প্লান্ট ওয়াজ সোল্ড, তাহলে 24,750 না কিন্তু, প্লিজ রিমেম্বার। সো 24,750 ইন্টু 1/3 is equal to book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014. Okay, let's do it. Since Baba Limited has sold only 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014, we got to calculate the book value of 1/3 of the first plant and not the book value of the whole plant. So 1/3 of 24,750 is equal to 8,250. And what is the sale price of 1/3 of the first plant? 3,000 on 1st January 2014. So 3,000. So if you deduct 3,000 from 8,250, you'll get 5,250 because অনেক কম দামে বিক্রি করেছে 3,000. So 5,250 is the loss on sale of 1/3 of the first plant. This is the alternative method for loss on sale of 1/3 of the first plant. And what is the difference? Difference is we have done only 1 year, that is 2014. And the previous method is we have shown from the beginning of the purchase. Understood? We have done 2012, 2013, 2014 as well. But here I have only shown 1 year. That is 2014 in the year when 1/3 of the first plant was sold. Whichever method you find easy, you can do it. Okay, both are correct. So workings, alternative method number 4. This is the alternative method for loss on sale of 1/3 of the first plant. Since we don't know the book value of 1/3 of the first plant, we got to find it out. Book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 is 24,750 into 1/3 is equal to 8,250. What is this 24,750? This is the total book value of the first plant. Let me show you. 1st January 2014, to balance BD 24,750. Since Baba Limited has sold only 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014, so we got to show book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 and not the whole book value of the first plant. Okay, 24,750 is the total book value of the first plant. So let's calculate 1/3 of the first plant. 1/3 of 24,750 will give you 8,250. 8,250 is the book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014. Why we are calculating 1/3 of the first plant? Because Baba Limited has sold only 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 and not the whole plant. Understood? Now, the book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 is 8,250. What is the selling price? Less sale price of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 is 3,000. Understood? Now, if you deduct 3,000 from 8,250, that will give you 5,250. So, this is the loss on sale of 1/3 of the first plant. So, what is the book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014? 8,250. কিন্তু এটা অনেক কম দামে সেল করলো 3,000. তাহলে এটা লস হলো 8,250 minus 3,000 will give you 5,250. তো লসে সেল করলো। যদি এটা সেল করতো 9,000 তাহলে কি হতো? প্রফিট অন সেল। 9,000 minus 8,250 will give you 750. তাহলে প্রফিট অন সেল 750 হতো। Since 1/3 of the first plant was sold for rupees 3,000, এটা লস অন সেল হলো 5,250. But we are not going to charge depreciation in the year 2014 for 1/3 of the first plant. Why? Because 1/3 of the first plant was sold on the very first day of 2014. That is 1st January 2014 সেল হয়ে গেছে। সেই জন্য আমাদের কোনো depreciation চার্জ করতে হবে না। Had it been sold on 20th February 2014, we would have charged depreciation 1/3 of the first plant for 2 months. But এখানে the very first day, that is 1st January 2014 sell হয়ে গেছে. So we don't have to charge depreciation. Why? So 1st January 2014 থেকে 1/3 of the first plant business ছিল না. Plant যদি business না থাকে তুমি কাকে চার্জ করবে? So we don't have to charge any depreciation. This is the alternative method. The only difference is the last method I've shown you the 3 years. But in this alternative method, I've shown you only the year of sale. Understood? Both are correct. Whichever you find easy, you can do it. Understood? Now let's write. Jodi loss on sale hoy, always you have to write on the credit side by profit and loss account. By profit and loss account, loss on sale. যদি profit on sale হতো, we would have written on the debit side to profit and loss account, profit on sale. I've already shown the journal entries in my last 2 videos. Okay. So loss on sale, how much? 5,250. Okay. Now we have to charge depreciation for 2/3 of the first plant because 2/3 of the first plant is still in the business. Only 1/3 of the first plant was sold. And now we have to charge depreciation on the second plant also. And now we have to charge depreciation on the third plant as well. Okay, let's do it. Workings. Number 5. Depreciation for the year 2014. This is the last year we got to show. Depreciation on the 2/3 of the first plant. That is 2/3 of 30,000. Because 1/3 of 30,000 was sold. So the remaining part, 2/3 of 30,000 is in the business still. So 2/3 of 30,000 is equal to 20,000. We got to charge depreciation on 20,000. So there's another way. 10,000 has been sold. I told you, let me show you. Purchase price of 1/3 of the first plant was 30,000 into 1/3 is 10,000. So 1/3 of 30,000 is 10,000. So remains what? 30,000 minus 10,000 will give you 20,000. Okay. So the remaining part of the machine, 2/3 of 30,000 is 20,000. and 10,000 has been sold. So 30,000 minus 10,000. What is it? 10,000? 1/3 of 30,000 is 10,000. 1/3 of the first plant was sold. So only the remaining part is in the business. So 2/3 of 30,000 is in the business only. 2/3 of 30,000 is 20,000. So we got to charge depreciation on 2/3 of the first plant only, since 1/3 of the first plant was sold. So remaining 2/3 of 30,000 is 20,000. So that is, we got to charge depreciation at the rate of 10% per annum for 12 months. That is for 1 year. Why? Because on the very first day, that is 1st January 2014, 2/3 of the first plant was in the business. So we got to charge 10% per annum on rupees 20,000 for whole year. That is 2,000. So depreciation on the 2/3 of the first plant for the year 2014 will be 2,000. Understood? Now add. There is the second plant also. Depreciation on the second plant at the rate of 10% per annum on rupees 20,000 for 1 year. That is 1st January 2014 to 31st December 2014. That is 20,000 into 10 by 100, because the second plant is also in the business from 1st January 2014. So 20,000 into 10 by 100 will give you 2,000. So depreciation on the 2/3 of the first plant for the year 2014 is 2,000. Depreciation on the second plant for the year 2014 is 2,000. And we got to charge depreciation on the third plant as well, because কোনোটাই সেল হয়নি। যেগুলো সেল হবে না সেগুলো অলওয়েজ আমাকে চার্জ করতে হবে। যদি সেল হয়ে যায় আমি চার্জ করতে পারবো না। বিজনেসে যদি প্লান্ট বা মেশিনারি না থাকে, তুমি কাকে ডেপ্রিসিয়েশন চার্জ করবে? যতক্ষণ বিজনেসে মেশিনারি, প্লান্ট, অ্যাসেট থাকবে, যে কোনো অ্যাসেট থাকবে, তোমাকে ডেপ্রিসিয়েশন চার্জ করতে হবে। আন্ডারস্টুড? Since the third plant is also in the business, we got to charge depreciation. Add depreciation on the third plant at the rate of 10% per annum on rupees 10,000 for 1 year. That is from 1st January 2014 to 31st December 2014. That is 10,000 into 10 by 100 for 1 year. We got to charge depreciation on the third plant also for the whole year, because the third plant was also in the business from the very first day, that is 1st January 2014. So 10,000 into 10 by 100 is equal to 1,000. So depreciation on the third plant for the year 2014 is 1,000. So depreciation on the 2/3 of the first plant for the year 2014 is 2,000. Depreciation on the second plant for the year 2014 is 2,000. Depreciation on the third plant for the year 2014 is 1,000. So if you added these three, that is 2,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,000, you'll get 5,000. This is the total depreciation. Understood? Now let's write. So let's write depreciation on 2/3 of the first plant, that is number 1 is 2,000. Depreciation on the second plant 2,000. Depreciation on the third plant 1,000. This is for the year. We'll have to write by depreciation account. Okay, we have to write by depreciation account. So depreciation on the 2/3 of the first plant is 2,000. Depreciation on the second plant is 2,000. Depreciation on the third plant is 1,000. Understood? On 31st December 2014. If you add up this, we'll get 5,000. This is the total depreciation. Understood? Now let's find out the balancing figure of the 3 plants. Okay? Now let's close the year 2014. Which side is greater? Obviously debit side. 51,750. Since 51,750 is greater than 3,000 plus 5,250 plus 5,000. So we'll write 51,750 on both sides. Why? Because debit side is greater than credit side. And the rule is whichever side is greater, we have to write the amount on both sides. Okay? I've already told you how to find out the balancing figure. 51,750 minus 3,000 minus 5,250 minus 5,000. You'll get how much? You'll get 38,500. Understood? But you have to find out the balancing figure of each plant separately. I've told you already how to find out the balancing figure. For example, if you want to find out the balancing figure of the first plant, the balancing figure of first plant is equal to book value of the first plant minus depreciation on the first plant. But here there is a problem. You cannot find out this way in the case of the first plant. Why? How? But in this case you cannot find out the balancing figure of the first plant in this method. Why? Because 24,750 is the book value of the whole plant. Because 1/3 of the plant has already been sold. So 24,750 is the book value of the whole plant. So we cannot find out this way. We got to find out the book value of 2/3 of the first plant. First we got to find out 2/3 of the first plant. So we got to calculate the book value of 2/3 of the first plant first. Okay, let me show you the workings. Workings number 6. Calculation of the book value of 2/3 of the first plant. Book value of the first plant on 1/1/2014 is 24,750. This is the book value of the whole plant on 1st January 2014. But we need 2/3 of the first plant. Less book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014. We know what is the book value of 1/3. 24,750 into 1/3 is equal to 8,250. So if you deduct 8,250 from 24,750, you'll get 16,500. This is the book value of 2/3 of the first plant and not 24,750. সেই জন্য আমি বললাম ওই মেথডে হবে না. If you deduct book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 from the book value of the whole plant on 1st January 2014, that is 24,750 minus 8,250, you'll get 16,500. So this is the book value of 2/3 of the first plant. So আমরা straight away 24,750 থেকে minus করতে পারতাম না depreciation of the first plant. Because 1/3 of the plant is already sold. So we got to calculate the book value of 2/3 of the first plant. That is, book value of 2/3 of the first plant is 16,500. Now we got to calculate the balancing figure of 2/3 of the first plant. See, book value of 2/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 is 16,500 less depreciation on 2/3 of the first plant on 31st/12/2014 is 2,000. Will give you, if you deduct this 2,000 from 16,500, the balancing figure of 2/3 of the first plant is 14,500. Let me show you. We already know the depreciation of 2/3 of the first plant on 31st December 2014 is 2,000. Okay. But what is the book value of 2/3 of the first plant? We don't know. So we have to calculate. If you write 24,750 minus 2,000, it would be wrong. We know the depreciation on 2/3 of the first plant is 2,000. If you find out the balancing figure by deducting 2,000 from 24,750 for the first plant, that is wrong. Because the whole plant is not in the business. Only 2/3 of the first plant is in the business. So if you deduct 24,750 minus 2,000 depreciation, it would have been wrong. Because this 24,750 is the book value of the whole plant. This is not the book value of 2/3 of the first plant. Understood? This is the book value of the first plant. This is the book value of the whole plant. Since 1/3 of the first plant has been sold, we have to find out the book value of 2/3 of the first plant. So if you get the book value, deduct 2,000 from the book value, you'll get the balancing figure. Like I've shown you. Let me show you again. Workings number 6. Calculation of the book value of 2/3 of the first plant. Book value of the first plant on 1st January 2014 is 24,750. But what is the book value of 2/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014? That we got to know. Less book value of 1/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014, that is 1/3 of 24,750 is 8,250. If you deduct 8,250 from 24,750, you'll get 16,500. This 16,500 is book value of 2/3 of the first plant. Or if you do 24,750 into 2/3, that will also give you 16,500. This is the book value of 2/3 of the first plant. Now you got to calculate balancing figure of 2/3 of the first plant. Understood? Number 7. Calculation of balancing figure of 2/3 of the first plant. So book value of 2/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 is 16,500. We already know. We have calculated it. Less depreciation on 2/3 of the first plant on 31st/12/2014. We know 2,000. So if you deduct 2,000 from 16,500, you'll get 14,500. This is the balancing figure of 2/3 of the first plant. If you deduct 2,000 from 24,750, you'll get the balancing figure of 2/3 of the first plant as 22,750, which is wrong. You got to find out the book value of 2/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014 first, because the whole plant is not in the business. 1/3 of the plant was sold for 3,000. So 2/3 of the first plant is remaining in the business on 1st January 2014. So first calculate the book value of 2/3 of the first plant on 1st January 2014, that is 16,500. Then deduct depreciation on 2/3 of the first plant on 31st/12/2014, that is 2,000. Then you'll get 14,500, which is the balancing figure of 2/3 of the first plant. Understood? This way you got to do it. So we'll write on 31st December 2014, by balance CD, number 1 means balancing figure for 2/3 of the first plant. What is the balancing figure? We have just now calculated 14,500. So what is the balancing figure for the second plant? The book value of the second plant on 1st January 2014 is 17,500 minus depreciation for the second plant, that is 2,000. If you deduct 2,000 from 17,500, we'll get 15,500. Okay. So what is the balancing figure for the third plant? The book value of the third plant on 1st January 2014 is 9,500. If you deduct depreciation on the third plant, that is 1,000. So deduct 1,000 from 9,500, we'll get 8,500. If you add up this 3, you'll get 38,500. This is the total balancing figure of 3 plants. But if there is more than one plant or if there is more than one asset, you got to show separately the balancing figures as well as the depreciations. Understood? Now we got to write 2015 January 1st to balance BD. Just copy 38,500. Okay. They have asked us to prepare the plant account up to the year ending on 31st December 2014. So we have shown 2014 jodi bole amake 1st January 2015 obdi korte hobe to balance BD. Understood? So now the problem is complete. I hope you understood. So now the plant account is ready. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your precious time. I sincerely hope this was helpful. I'll catch you all in the next video. Till then, keep practicing depreciation problems. Bye-bye. Take care, stay safe and stay blessed always.